Hello everybody, welcome back to Buzzard-Roost. I am Buzzard. This is Seed Sunday. This Sunday will be Anaheim chili peppers. And I'm just kind of doing in groups, like peppers or turnips and stuff like that. I know some of them require different growing areas or sun or maturity and all that stuff. And when I go through them, all the kind of in general varieties, I'll start going back through and doing individual. I'm doing individual now, but I'll start covering all the seeds that I've got. So, Anaheim chili pepper. It's 80 days to maturity. It's part of the nightshade family. Start indoors 8 to 12 weeks before planting outside. Now that I'm going to assume that that's after the soil temperature has warmed up enough to maintain the plant. It says keep warm 80 to 85 degrees in a sunlit place. Transplant outside in full sun. Keep moist, add compost. Do not allow soil to stay wet. Space 18 to 36 inches apart. Can grow up to 3 feet. Keep weed free. To save the seeds, place fresh chilies on paper plate, or paper towel. Place in warm, dry location. Wait for the chilies to dry to a leathery feel. Cut in half will help dry quicker. Label small containers. Should keep 2 to 5 years. If properly dried and stored, can remain viable for up to 25 years. Save 10% of the peppers for seed. And that's going to be on every one of them, 10%. It'll be probably a lot more seeds than what you need, but you'll be able to share them with your neighbors, community, and in a longer term shift situation, you might be able to use them for barter too. Key vitamins. This is something I didn't know about peppers. Vitamin C is 179% of your daily, what you need daily. And that's in a half a cup. B6, 20%. A, 14. Magnesium, 4. K1. I don't have a percentage on that, and I don't have it on copper or potassium. Best way to absorb vitamin C is raw fruits and vegetables or fermentation. Now with the solar minimum or grand solar minimum, growing season is going to be a lot shorter. Now this says 80 days to maturity. That is 80 days of degree, how's it worded? Degree growing days. Basically, before it gets up to a certain temperature, it's not going to grow, and then after a certain temperature, it quits growing. So in between those two times is your growing days that you need to get it to maturity. But with the solar minimum or grand solar minimum, starting them 8 to 12 weeks before, you may need longer. And that's where a hoop house or just a small homemade greenhouse, oversized, forgot the name of it, oversized hothouse, or like you grow lettuce in the wintertime and stuff, oversized to put pepper plants in. But a hoop house, you could transplant them out before your last frost and let them mature, the roots and the plants mature longer in ground before they start producing your fruits or vegetables. And then after the temperature comes up, no fear of temperatures dropping below what it can grow in, then you could take your plastic off. And the reason I suggest taking the plastic off is because, say, a 4-year greenhouse plastic, if you take it off, you can extend the life of that plastic or that covering, because the sun will deteriorate it. So you might be able to double, triple, I don't know. I have no idea on actually how much longer you can extend its life, but it does extend its life. Another thing I'd suggest would be get shade cloth, and that's sort of when you get into the dog days of summer when it's way too hot for plants to grow in or to produce in. You can put the shade cloth over. They've got different percentages of shade cloth that you can put over there, and I personally don't have no clue on 40%, 20%, what would be good. Do your research and find out about that for your area. The spacing of 18 to 36 inches. Whenever I plant them, I'm going to plant some of them at 18 and maybe some at 30 inches and see if I can keep the plant contained. And what I mean by that is trimming up, just keep it more compact, see how it produces. And in my notes that I'll write on the back of the page after growing, I'll put in there what I've done, temperatures, the time I put them out, the time they started harvesting, the day that they quit harvesting. So, and on the saving the seeds, like I mentioned before, if you save 10%, either that means you can increase what you grow the next year or the next season that you can grow it in, because some you can grow in the spring and then regrow again in the fall. But you could actually build up, especially if you got them properly stored. There's a good possibility that they'll last 25 years. And the reason you want to keep increasing the amount of seeds you save, it's to share. It's to share with neighbors, it's to share with your community, and later on maybe barter with them. That's all I got on this one. Covered everything on there. So that'll be the end of this video. Remember, only dead fish follow the flow of the stream. Don't be a dead fish. This is Buzzard. See ya.